Hey everybody, Brett from AstartesGaming here, back with part 1 of a brand new series on Rome Total War 2 Emperor Edition. So this is going to be the first series and the first episode, actually, that I'm going to be recording on my new computer, so hopefully you guys can tell the difference. I'll be running everything on absolute maximum settings, except for a few where I decided that they actually made things look worse. So let's take a look real quick, but I have basically everything on Extreme or Ultra. Shadow quality I'm not too concerned about, so I lowered it a bit just for a little bit of an FPS hike. Depth of field, oh, that is maxed out. Yeah, everything else is maxed out. So I've got unlimited VRAM selected, but I've got plenty of video memory to pull from, so it should be just fine. You can see my NVIDIA GeForce GTX 960 there. It's an Asus Strix 960. Yeah. So that's my visual settings. We're going to be playing with a couple of mods active. The first is going to be 4 turns per year, just so we can have our characters last a little bit longer. Auxilia for everyone to kind of freshen up the factions, and we'll see some units in our armies and other armies that you wouldn't normally see in those armies. And give us a reason to conquer certain areas to take advantage of their traditional units. We're also going to be running Dresden's diplomacy options, so it'll allow me to sack and liberate other factions' territories and a few other cool things. I'm also going to be running no barbarian artillery, so you won't be seeing, you know, barbarian Gauls with like advanced siege weaponry. However, I'm also running always capture artillery, so that they can get their hands on artillery if they capture it from a faction who can build it. I'll also be using Bull God's unit icons, although I've customized them for the faction that we're going to be playing today. And I've also got my own custom unit skins for that faction. And so without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. We'll be playing the Grand Campaign. And you may have guessed it, because I am pretty biased toward them, but we're going to be playing as the Spartans. And I'm going to be setting the game to hard difficulty. I would go very hard or legendary, but I hate dealing with the public order penalties that come along with it. Hard seems to be a good balance of combat difficulty without just plain penalties for playing the game. So I tend to enjoy playing on hard. So yeah, I think that's everything. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention about Dresden's diplomacy options is that I believe it will let me form confederacies with other factions of my culture. So I believe factions like Athens, Epirus, and Massilia can actually join a confederation if we have a high enough relationship score with them. And so we don't necessarily need to conquer everybody in order to expand, and that's going to be something I'm going to try to do a little bit of in this campaign. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started.
The people of Epirus are fools. Having utterly failed to conquer Rome, they crawl back and presume to conquer Greece. To try is not to win. They will know this when you meet them in battle. Macedon may join you, but they are no better in the end. Alexander's conquests have left them with delusions of grandeur. They will be checked, as will every other aggressor. You may fare better working with Athens and other true Greek states, but history has often taught otherwise. Ultimately, trust only in Sparta, and you will prevail.
Okay, so that's kind of our situation that we're in. You may have noticed that at the beginning, when we were choosing our faction, it did say that Spartan is hard, and it is a difficult little faction to play as, because you are very, very hamstrung as far as commerce is concerned in the beginning. And so our first objective is, let's see, ascent to my bold undertakings. From humble beginnings come great things. Take your first step and establish a foothold from which to launch your people to greatness. Our objective is to completely control 2 provinces, either by direct ownership or through client states and military alliances. If we do so, we'll get plus 2,500 gold. And we've got 2 armies and a agent. We've got Tamandra here, who's our
Spies
spy.
are subterfuge
I need to turn those off at some point. I'll do it between episodes.
Commander.
We've also got this army here. I believe that's our king. I'll have to check in just a second. You can see the Bull God unit icons that I've customized for the Spartans. They look slightly different in his version. I've changed them just slightly to reflect more what my unit reskins look like. More of like the 300-esque looking Spartans. And then we've got another army over here. These aren't actually Spartans, they're just regular Perioiki hoplites. And some Helot javelin men. We want to move away from the Helots as soon as possible because they have very, very low morale. And let's see, I think Arius is the king.
faction summary
How
tab
do I turn you off?
gathers
Can I turn
together
you off?
essential statistics and information.
Suppress, thank you. Arius is our leader. Oh, we can secure promotion already. I think I will. Right then, so let's grab some research first. I'm going to go with logistics because we're Sparta, and obviously in Sparta war comes first. We have, let's see, 4,000 in our treasury and 11, just under 1,200 coming to us next turn. So we can afford to spend a little bit. I think I'll build a farm here. I might consider building a marble quarry there. But I think what we should do is recruit a couple of troops, or maybe unite these two. But we are at war with Epirus right now. And the sooner we attack them, the better, because eventually one of these other factions, like Athens or Macedon, or Macedon, however you prefer to pronounce it, may get drawn into that war. And we obviously want to conquer this land before they do. So the sooner I can get on that, the better. We can take a shortcut across this thing right here and get there a little bit quicker. But there is 2 targets that we have to go after, and I think, if I recall, it's been a long time since I've played Rome 2, and even longer since I've played as Sparta. I think they have 2 armies as well, so we need to be careful.
We hunger for battle.
I'm going to send these guys right here,
Commander.
and then we will unite these armies. I'll transfer everybody over there. I don't know that I need that many javelin men. Let's actually keep him right there like that.
Make haste, men.
And let's see, Galenos, are you from my family? No, you're from the other family. So that works out perfectly. I'm gonna have you garrison this
Hourly patrols.
and not get any glory for yourself.
We hunger
Meanwhile,
for battle.
let's recruit some units here. I can't recruit any more Spartans. Perioiki spears are actually... I always have a hard time pronouncing that. It's like Perioikoi. It's a very strange sound, especially for someone who speaks like American English. These guys are actually very good for capping your lines with, because they have a square formation and they have fairly decent stats actually. Slingers would be good to, you know, help us out with some range. Pikemen are great, but Spartan pikemen are even better. So I might hold off on pikes until we have access to the Spartan ones. I think for now, some Helot slingers for some range would be ideal, and then maybe 2 of these guys. That's going to take an extra turn. I don't know if that's worth it. Let's go with that for now. And let's see.
Ready for orders.
You know what, before we do that, I'm going to maximize his movement, because he's got a little bit of movement left. We're going to go right to here.
On the move.
And then we'll recruit. So we'll do 1, 2,
Are
3.
you ready to serve?
And that'll be enough for now. We've got our research selected. Let's look at some diplomatic options, and then we'll end our turn. Let's see. So Knossos is Crete. We are friendly with them, but we can't trade with them. We're actually not going to be able to trade with anybody but Athens until we either conquer Athens or get them to join us. So you can see right here this same blood trait. It says this faction is a close relative to your tribe. They can be asked to join your confederation. The stronger you are and the bigger the threat from foreign cultures, the more likely they will accept doing so. So that's the same tooltip for the barbarian factions. You know, if you want to, you know, create like a Germanic federation, you can do so. All this is doing is letting me create like Hellenic confederations now, which I think is cool because it's nice to have the option to befriend somebody and join them rather than just having to conquer everybody all the time. So if I can, I'd like to get Athens to join us peacefully. The same goes for Knossos, but the issue with Athens is that if they take too long, we don't have a trade port, and so until we have this, we can't trade with anybody but them. And so that's really going to hamstring us going forward. And so the sooner we can get them to join us, the better. Whether it's by force or peaceful means, we're going to have to do it sooner or later.
The blessing of the Olympians upon you. What
So let's
then
see.
do your noble people desire of us?
Going for an alliance early might make it easier, but they don't seem particularly interested in it, so we're not going to be able to pull it off this turn. As I said before, we can't trade with anybody else, although there are several other factions we get to join us if we so choose. Probably just Knossos. Epirus we're going to conquer. Macedon we're probably going to end up at war with at some point. And I think that's going to do it for now. So let's... Oh, actually, we want to send our spy, don't we? Let's have her run up here.
On the road again.
We'll get an idea of where their armies are. Okay, they've got a small one here. We don't know what's there, though.
How can I
Let's get a little bit closer.
move unseen?
Okay, so we've got some Hellenic Royal Cavalry. That's going to be a little bit difficult for us to handle just because we don't have any cav of our own yet. Obviously, our hoplites have no problem dealing with cav as long as it's from the front. When we get flanked, however, they don't fare so well. And then they've got one decent unit of hoplites, some trash units, and some trash javelin men. So nothing really to concern ourselves with there.
You can call me.
We'll have to see what their larger army is in their capital there next time. So let's go ahead and end our turn, and I'll see you guys back here for the next one. So it looks like somebody's been meddling with our army here. Electra from, I imagine, Epirus is poisoning our provisions in our main army there. I don't know how successful she was, but it may have slowed us down a bit. Our units are recruited. We can use War Target if we so choose, because we are technically allies with Macedon, but that's not going to last very long.
Commander,
Yeah, she was successful, so it's going to make this a little bit tricky. Let's cross.
is that all?
That was actually a mistake. I should have just sat there and waited,
My skills are yours.
because I could have just kept recruiting troops until I wait for my normal movement allotment to come back. But oh well, what's
Move
done is done.
unseen. Can I be of
Let's
more
scout this army. Okay, this one's a little bit larger. They've got more Royal Cav, some mercenary elephants, which can be tough to deal with, but if we can get some... I mean, if we had pikemen, it would be really easy to deal with them. Javelin men are also pretty good against them. Hoplites are okay. Mercenary hoplites that are really expensive. And then some levy pikemen. I mean, pikes are good, but levy pikemen aren't particularly good. They do have some slingers. So it looks like with the two slingers we have, we actually do have a range advantage. So that's something we need to take advantage of.
as a shadow?
At your command.
And these guys will be our counter to the elephants, at least for now. Or we can hire some Tarentine Cav. They're really good against elephants because they're basically just mounted skirmishers that can outrun the elephants and heave javelins at them. So I think for now, let's go ahead and upgrade our capital. Well, we only have the one thing. I mean, the settlement here. So we'll upgrade that. That'll boost our income and our public order. Our public order is not bad. Yeah, it's at 8 and growing. This will be done fairly soon. That'll give us a little bit more money, but more importantly, more food. And how are we doing here? He got a real big bump there. These guys aren't doing anything at the moment. If we create another army, it'll be with one of these guys. My strategy with this system is whoever is the leader of the other families, I'll basically give them an army and just garrison it where they won't be attacked. So they're never going to see combat, but you don't want influential people from the other families sitting in the statesman position just gaining influence, because these guys right here, they're going to sit there and slowly gain influence just from being statesmen. The generals can only gain influence from battle, and so if you make someone a general and make sure that they never see combat, you can actually completely hamper their influence gain. It's a little bit tricky because you can't always control who's going to see combat. But for example, putting him right here in Sparta, where unless Athens decides to attack us, he's more or less safe. We can pretty much avoid him ever having to get into combat unless we want him to.
Commander.
I think we're going to end this turn right here. I don't really have anything else that I can do. The Athenians aren't going to join us anytime soon. If we end up fighting the same enemy, we might be able to pull off an alliance and use that to our advantage. But for now, it's not looking like we'll be able to. So I'm going to go ahead and end the turn. Alright, our research is complete. So logistics is now under our belt. We can move on to organized supply or tactical drills if we want. Engineering is also an option, or we can go to land reclamation. For the Spartans, I tend to go military early, and either, I mean, -5 upkeep cost is pretty nice. Let's go for that.
At your command.
And then we really only have one option here, and that's to attack these guys. It looks like they're trying to flee. We'll see if that happens. But if I recall, the issue with fighting Epirus is that once you take Larissa, whichever way you decide to attack Apollonia, their army tends to go the other way because there is a path through here. You can go through this way. They will come attack Larissa while you're going for Apollonia. Whichever way you go, they're going to go the opposite. And so it can be a little bit frustrating. The best way to counter it is to try to delay them with your spy. So, you know, you run up here and you do, like, poison provisions or something. Let's actually do that just to level her up a bit. It's not too critical now, but later on we'll need her to be successful, so the better we get her skills, the easier it'll be. Okay, let's see. Evading enemy agents, chance of critical success in all actions. Yeah, we want authority. At least for now. And then we'll go ahead and attack right here.
None will escape.
And let's see. He's not going to get involved in that, interestingly enough. Oh, he is actually. They're going to reinforce. I suppose we'll fight this. I do want to have some combat in, you know, the first episode, although this will probably use up the rest of the time we have. So let's quick save. And then we will fight this one out. Okay, we're going to just deploy immediately here. We've got perfect conditions. Now, the question is where to deploy. There's a decent entrance here, and fighting in close quarters is actually going to be to our advantage. There's also a decent pathway there, but I don't know where they're going to be getting reinforced from. I think we're going to go right here because my slingers can set up and attack them from there. So let's get you guys lined up right about there. You can see their crimson capes or cloaks. And I don't know what to do. We have a lot more troops than we need for this.
Javelin men.
I'll put the javelin men immediately behind them and take them off of skirmish mode, and then these guys can go behind them. So I think we have them outranged enough where no matter how close we get, nobody's really at risk until they're in melee combat. And then this group is going to move in from maybe here. And that should do it. Let's call you guys group 2, and you guys will be group 1.
Battle group ready and awaiting
I'm going to tell them to lock that formation. Okay. So first things first, we'll move them there. We don't need to run. No reason to waste our
enemy reinforcements approaching.
Stamina. You guys can move there. They're kind of huddled in the middle here. But yeah, mostly trash units. They do have some slingers. I didn't realize they had slingers, but they're just the cheapy garrison ones. The pikemen are our major concern here. I'm just going to bombard them with the slingers and the javelin men, and then we'll move in. So let's swing back this way. You know what? You guys can go ahead and double
The
time it.
movement speed button is used to...
Probably for the best that we hustle up, because we do have reinforcements coming in behind us, which is what I was afraid of. So the sooner we capture the city, the better, because then we can just defend it rather than fighting on two fronts. I wish their capes were a bit darker. I thought they were. It's been a while since I made this, so I don't remember exactly what they look like. You can see that the general unit has like the horsehair crest on it. The regular guys do not. Okay, now we can sort of just use this as a choke point. Oh, they're actually defending over here. Whoops. How do we want to approach this? I think we're just going to sandwich them. We'll go like right there. That's not pretty, but we'll sort things out when they get closer. Oh no, we're taking range fire right here. We need to fall back. I was not paying attention there. Whoops. The slingers are getting me? Yeah, they are. I mean, really, I could just run right in here and slaughter them. That's not outside the realm of possibility. Although we do have some cav coming up behind us. So I might have to pull one of these guys back. I need you guys to not get caught in melee.
Pressing this button cancels orders and makes selected
here they come.
units or ships stop where they are. This is a quicker alternative to giving them a different order.
Oh, what a mess. Hurry, get through. Okay, I'm gonna send these guys in.
Our general is under attack.
I don't know how well that's gonna go for us. Come on. Yeah, I got
Our
caught
men flee the
out of
field of
position
battle.
big time.
This is a shameful display.
Who's fleeing? Oh, the javelin men. They got caught up in the cavalry fight here. My Royal Spartan should slaughter these guys. Let's see how that goes. Why are you guys in melee? Should not be in melee. Oh, they are throwing stuff back. Okay. Let's make sure we're in formation here. Come on. We're gonna take some losses from these slingers, but they're completely undefended now, so we can completely outflank them. We've got them pinned.
General!
Yes,
Charge!
Counter charge there. Probably isn't going to do me much good, but we've got them beat regardless. Looks like the spearmen got there first. You guys can actually just capture this if you want. Actually, give me two of these. And we're going to join the fight from the other side here. You guys can just hang out right there. Uh-oh. It's times like this when I wish I had some cavalry, just because it would be a lot easier to send the cav after them than try to chase them with other foot troops.
General!
I'm going to go straight for the javelin men here. I'm not going to ignore, or we're going to ignore the 11 horses there. I think that should be
Sparta!
most of them. They do have some more units filtering in, but it's not really going to be enough. Okay, don't need to see that. It's almost almost ours. We're chasing off all their ranged units. These guys actually haven't gone down yet, which is sort of surprising, but... Oh no! They get charged by the 11 horses, oh well. Not really the end of the world there. I'm gonna have you guys join in as soon as this is captured. I think it is captured. Let's see. Go ahead and get into...
Our men flee the field of
formation.
battle. This is a shameful display.
Oh, we got more hoplites coming in. Rejoin the fight here. We don't need to chase them all over the map. And they're starting to break, which is great. We do have some units coming in here though, so we are going to need to reposition. So let's move you there. Let's move you here. Javelin men are all gone. Let's reform the Spartans right there. We did take... Oh wow, you guys got slaughtered. You can stay back. Let's take these three and form a wall like so. No, that might be too far. We'll go like right... Oh, come on. Right there. Oh, there's still a couple pikemen left. Whoops. Come on. Hurry. Reform, reform. This is like the worst thing that could have happened. Could not have gone any worse. You guys aren't even fighting. Sounds about right. My ranged units got caught up in there, of course.
Fire on the enemy!
Why are you stopping? Why are you stopping? Keep moving. We took way too many losses from this fight, but I managed this really poorly. They've just been out skirmishing me this whole time. I baited them in. Should have waited a little bit longer though.
General!
Let's see. You guys are slingers. They stand right there. They should be able to hit these guys if they move in too close.
General!
I just don't want them taking free shots at the back of my general unit. Let's see how they do here. Should be seeing. There it is. They're gonna throw a bunch of javelins at me. But yeah, they're taking rocks.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
No. Not these guys, I hope. They're starting to take some losses. These guys are actually hanging in there. It's kind of surprising.
General! Hoplites! Form phalanx!
We need to deal with this a little bit quicker. It's one downside to playing as the Greek factions is the combat is extremely slow.
Advance!
We're gonna tear through them like tissue paper. Look at that. Look at that go. Yeah, that was a mistake on their part. Even if they flanked me, it wasn't gonna end well for them. Yeah, they're done.
Attack! Hoplites!
You guys can join the fight too, I guess. Yeah, just throw them in there. And I should probably just fast forward through this. I mean, we're gonna win this, obviously. It's just a matter of how long, and I'd rather not wait too long for
The
it.
game's speed control.
Okay, you guys can start slinging into here. You guys just join the fray if you can. They're taking a little bit more losses than I'd like. I'm gonna have them fall back. let them... Yeah, I was going to say, we'll let them resettle and charge them again. I don't know if they turned around in time. My units are actually starting to break here, which isn't good. Which unit is this?
Our general has fallen.
Oh no! The king is dead. Yeah, they've only got one left and they've broken, so... We did lose our king, but we won the battle. It's, like I said, it's been a while since I've played some Rome 2, so I'm very rusty. And it definitely showed there. Come on, we got this. Are you guys just standing there? You better not be standing there. They were just standing there. God damn it. Yeah, they're done. Okay. There it is, okay. So let's get back to the main menu and then we'll go ahead and end the episode. Alright, so as we saw there, Arius is dead, unfortunately.
Battle statistics are displayed here.
I don't care. I thought I turned her off. We're gonna occupy it because we want to keep it.
We hunger.
This piece cannot move any
Yeah, we
further
know.
now. It will...
Imperium, yeah, we got 2, so now we can recruit more people. And we need a new leader. Let's see. Oh, I can't see who's who. I don't know who the new king is. I imagine it's either one. It's got to be one of these guys. Let's go with Nikon.
Ready for battle.
When you
Yeah,
selected a
he's the family leader. It looks like. The one advantage to that though is we got a full reinforcement on our general unit for, you know, not exactly free.
As
It
the
costs us
main
a general,
administrative center in a
hey,
region, the
enough.
settlement contains both trade
We'll do
and
text
military
only,
buildings.
and then
Settlements are
suppress
the
it.
main consumer.
Okay. There we go. That's going to end it for this turn and this episode. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the episode. Please feel free to share my videos however you guys see fit. And I will see you guys back here for part 2 of our Rome Total War 2 Let's Play.